Well, we had a a good win and got our butts kicked. So we had an up and down week, I guess, last week, and I guess we're still striving to achieve some consistency, but we're relatively healthy, and so it's just a big week. Mississippi seems to be playing very well right now, and we've had some really close competitive games with them, and so obviously we'll have to be very, very ready in all phases to play them, and they can really score it. They're big and athletic inside, and Summers looks like he's having a terrific year. So we know we've got our hands full, but we look forward to getting back into action on Wednesday night.
Our first question is from Chip Howard of KZNE Radio in College Station.
Kevin, you faced two of the league's better scorers this week. You get Marshall Henderson Wednesday, and then Jamal Jones at A&M. Would you discuss what you have to do, if anything, differently when you have guys like that you know can fill it up pretty quickly?
I think the big thing is just being having a constant awareness as to where they're at and their proximity to the ball, and maybe the angles in the pass that they like to take to get to their shots, and you know, it's just a heightened awareness to where great scorers are at all times, because that's what makes them great scorers is the ability to get to their spot quickly, get to their shot quickly, and create a good result from it. So I would say more than anything else, just a terrific awareness on everybody's part as to where guys like that are.
Have you had a chance to see Jones at all?
I have not. No, I have not at all.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Our next question is from Jerry Tipton of the Lexington Herald-Leader.
Kevin, I was going to kind of touch on the same thing, especially with Marshall Henderson. I wonder if it's fair to say that he's sort of an X factor, someone that presents unusual challenges, or is he just, another, good player, another guy to contain?
Well, I think he presents unusual challenges because of his shot making ability, and he has such a great ability to make difficult shots, and most great scorers just know how to get themselves to, or their coaches get them to the shots that they can make time after time, and the deal with Henderson is he can just make more difficult shots, and so they run really good screening actions for him, and he's a very fast cutter. So he is unique in the way that he can score and really score in bunches. He can get them in flurries, 2 or 3, 4 in a row, and so yeah, I would say that he's unique in the way that he goes about it.
And is denying a player or trying to deny him the ball, is that like the ultimate? I'm not saying you're going to do that with him or anyone, but is that sort of the ultimate compliment to a player, to an offensive player?
Well, yeah, I think that the defenses that he probably sees in every game that they play is a compliment to his scoring prowess, and because people try all sorts of different things, and but he still gets his shots, he still gets his points, and so but yeah, I think that a lot of times when you have a great scorer like that, the more you keep it out of their hands, the better chance you feel like you have. But he's going to get his touches, and he's going to get his shots, and thus he's going to get his points because he's going to make shots.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Up is Bob Holt of the Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
Good, thanks.
Arkansas, their last 3 games have all gone overtime. That's the first time that's ever happened in their history. Have you ever been involved in 3 straight OT games? And just what do you think about a team having to go through that?
Well, I don't recall ever having been through 3 straight, and that's obviously very unusual, and it's almost cruel and unusual punishment, I would say. But you know, it might be the nature of the competitive balance of this league, and there might be a lot of overtime games. I don't know, but I don't recall ever having had 3 straight of my own, and you know, I don't even know what to think about it. I guess on one hand you got a chance to win them all, and on the other hand, it's sometimes 40 minutes you feel like it should be enough. So you shouldn't have to go to 45. But anyway, I hope Mike's holding up well.
Yeah, well, he said he doesn't have any more hair to lose. Does your heart go out to him a little bit?
Well, I can tell him I can relate to that aspect with him. I don't have any more hair to lose either. So, but no, that's a tough. You know, I mean, you know, but they always play a lot of guys. They got a lot of depth, so it probably wouldn't negatively affect them in that way like it might some other teams.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is from Perry Shalford of the Daily Journal.
Hey, Coach, you were talking about Marshall Henderson earlier. The shot he hit to force overtime last year, do you think he's better on the move like that when the defense doesn't really have a chance to set up? Or what did you think when you saw him release that shot?
Well, I was thinking about refraining from doing what my instincts were telling me to do to one of my own players for making the mistake to let him get to that shot, which was completely unnecessary and uncalled for. But nevertheless, I wasn't surprised that it went in because, again, he's a great shot maker. And so, and as far as him being on the move, I don't, he doesn't get many shots standing still because people key on him so heavily that I don't know that he's better on the move or better standing still. He just doesn't get to shoot a lot of shots standing still because there's such an awareness to him on the part of the defense that, you know, he's having to make great cuts and difficult cuts to get to the shots that he attempts, but again, it speaks to his great shot making ability because he doesn't get very many easy looks, and he still, you know, he puts up great numbers and at a good percentage. So you know, there's just a lot to admire there relative to the task that he has to get himself open or to utilize screens to get open and then to convert.